So 75 hard, finished. It's finished, 75 hard. At 75 days, no alcohol, progress picture. The tricky 10 pages I had to read. Staying on a clean diet, drinking lots of water, a gallon a day, and exercising twice for 45 minutes, once outside. Those are the 6 challenges, and it's billed as a mental challenge, and having completed it, I can completely back that up. It's always there hanging over your head that you've got to do it, and by the end I thought I'd be kind of, like sprinting to the line, really excited to get over the line and finish. It felt like I was crawling, to be really quite honest. Last sort of 10 days started to drag a little bit, so it was definitely a bit of a mental challenge to keep going. I think there were several times I thought it would be nice to have a day off. 75 hard, there are no days off, so I'm pleased that I finished. My biggest takeaways are, it's the idea of the habits and building up habits. Initially, the first sort of week or 10 days, it was really difficult, not to have pizza, not to have pasta. And I don't eat a lot of pizza. We're talking about like once a week. I don't eat pie all of the time as much as I would like to. Again, that's once a week. Pasta's once a week. So cutting out those 3 things. I don't eat much bread, but again, no bread whatsoever. Cutting bread out. All of those things, no dessert, no chocolate, no extra sugar. All of those things were quite tricky to cut out. Definitely a challenge. I remember there was one evening we went to a friend's house, so the dinner was fine. It was, kind of like beef, vegetables, some salad. But afterwards, there's this like huge family-sized bar of chocolate going around the table, and I had to keep pushing it away to keep it away from me. Otherwise, so tempted, just a few squares. But then for me, it's like, if I'm honest, 1 or 2 squares turns into half a bar quite quickly, and that's always been my issue, I think. Portion size, portion control, as my mum would tell me. So what I would say is really, really positive is having created these habits. After a while, as I say, the first week or 10 days, it actually becomes relatively easy, quite straightforward. Just don't have chocolate, and it's like a habit that after dinner I'll go to the fridge just to see what's in there. Because I couldn't do that, I stopped that. After about a week, as I say, week or 10 days, it became easier not to do that. So I would avoid the unhealthy food that I didn't want to eat. That was definitely the trickiest thing. It meant I had to be very organised with my food. It's like omelette for breakfast. I have overnight oats, maybe every other day. A sort of tuna bake, tuna and an egg and some cheese. Very, very nice, high protein. And looking for high protein meals, usually the dinner in the evening will be, I'd have chicken salad, beef or chicken with vegetables, not very exciting. Occasionally like beef hamburger in a carrot wrap instead of bread. And carrot wraps I rate absolute delicious, made of carrot, very low calorie, but really nice, tasty, much better than bread. Every day I knew that I would have to do like 2 workouts, so basically I would look at my schedule and make sure how you waste time. I have certain gaps between classes during the day. Maybe I would normally go back to my desk, check my emails, have a cup of tea, maybe a little cereal bar, another cup of tea. Really not make a lot of use of the time, whereas because of the gym availability, I will be very much aware, right, I've got to, or maybe I'll bring my gym bag to the class and go straight from the class to the gym. I found that I made a lot of use of my time. Usually my second outdoor exercise would be walking the dogs when I come home. I'd kind of walk in the door, the 2 dogs are there looking up at me, come on, Dad, when do we go for our walk? They would be ready. It's getting hotter, too hot for them, so we get in the car, we'd sort of drive for about 5 minutes from the house, walk through the park, I'd leave them home, then I'd walk back, throw in an extra loop and get the car and then drive home. The dogs liked it, it worked for them, it meant that they got to walk through the park. Other days, for example, the weekend, it's nice to wake up, have a cup of tea in bed, basically watch videos, go through Instagram, Facebook, maybe YouTube, scroll on the phone for an hour, slowly get up and maybe whatever I have to do at lunchtime, if I'm doing some examining, if if I've got some work to do, if we're going somewhere, generally that morning disappears. When you're 75 hard, you know you have to get up to do your 45-minute walk if you're not going to be able to do it later. Sometimes if my son has football, I will walk around the pitches when he was doing that. Other times, you know, it's got to be straight to the gym. So you have to be really organised. It's these little things, these new habits that I feel that I've created that I want to stick with. Get up, go and do your walk. Get up, go to the gym. When you've got a gap during the day, don't just sit there looking at the internet. Get to the gym quickly. Make it enjoyable. Choose something, maybe a nice podcast, something interesting that you're going to enjoy. That's what I did. Try to make the whole process as enjoyable as possible. Walking outside, really, it's nice. It's getting a bit warm, but it's fresh air, nice bit of breeze, bit of sun, bit of vitamin D. I think the biggest takeaway, the biggest lesson that I've learned was this idea. People talk about having systems. Forget about your goals, have systems to achieve the goals. I don't know how much weight I was hoping to lose, how much I was looking to lower my body fat. I'm very happy. I lost about 5 kilos, slightly over 5 kilos, more or less half a kilo a week. It's nothing spectacular. You know, you hear of people losing 20 kilos in a month, things like that. Maybe I didn't have that much to lose. My body fat went down from about 23-24% down to 18, around 18. These numbers fluctuate, but that's the rough amount. So that I'm really pleased with. But the important thing is I wasn't focused on how much weight I was losing. I was measuring it without that being the goal. Losing the body fat wasn't the goal. The goal was hitting the targets each day. And that was what really struck me. By having the systems in place, I wasn't kind of thinking about the goals. It was each day hitting those steps, hitting those goals, hitting those targets, stay on the clean foods, do the exercise, and then the results take care of themselves. And it makes me think about other things where, you know, maybe I have a goal to reach a certain target. Maybe you sort of think about the progress you are or aren't making. You think, oh, I should be further along than this, I should be doing better. You kind of beat yourself up, whereas maybe you don't have those systems in place where you've got the daily sort of targets that you want to hit, and by hitting them you'll hit the goals. And I think that is my biggest takeaway. I'd recommend 75 hard. It's a good challenge, well worth embracing, and I think long term I'm going to stick with a lot of these principles. Maybe we'll relax a little bit occasionally, and maybe I'll do it again in the future. Maybe you know, it's a sort of twice a year kind of challenge. Maybe in the autumn. We'll wait and see. Let's take care, have a great day, and 75 hard will help you play on 10. Take care, bye bye now, have a good one.